Hey gang, welcome to my little short explanation of our sales system and to help you understand basically how we do what we do in front of a client. And the purpose is to really kind of show you that this is something anyone can do if they're willing to learn it, but it is just basically a guided conversation and how we ask the client questions, how we find out what it is they're looking for, and then how we can figure out how to serve them. So I'm going to give just a quick overview of our sales process so you can understand how you can work this system regardless of whether you sold insurance or not. Again, this is a planned conversation on how we take care of our clients. All right? Cool. David's on. Rock on, man. Okay. So let's break down the interaction with the client. And what it is starts really with our Alliance Training Manual sales system. It's a simple flip chart system that we go through every slide. The only problem with going through slides is people don't understand, well, I mean, I have to go through every slide. What do I say? Do I have to memorize anything? And I'm just flipping through every slide in the slide deck when we sit down with somebody, okay? So that's it. That's the ATM. Now, the question I get from people, well, Alex, can't I just put this on a PowerPoint presentation on a laptop and a tablet? That's like, Bo, half our mortgage protection leads are seniors. Like, these are bifocals I'm wearing, and I'm 57. I started wearing bifocals like when I was 50, 51. You know, is when I started wearing these sniper glasses, okay? So if I have trouble at 50 trying to focus on small print on a computer, imagine your senior clients having trouble. Now, it's not really meant for you to have them read it, okay? But at least if they can focus on something, you can talk through it, right? So all I know is what our top people do that are making, you know, $400,000 or $500,000 a year is that they use the ATM as it is. They don't put it on a tablet. They don't put it on a laptop. They don't run a PowerPoint. But look, you're welcome to try it if you think that you're better than any of our top people. Okay, you're welcome to try it. You're welcome to fail, and you're welcome to quit when you fail. Okay. So I don't mean that to be sarcastic. What I mean for that is to urge you to try it our way first, because our way has proven 19 years that it works. Right? 19 years of experience, and you're with your zero experience doing what we do. In what universe do you think that you can know how to do this better than we can? I know, by the way, remember, I don't make a dime until you make a dollar. So if I tell you something stupid that doesn't work, then I've hurt my own family, and I'm not into hurting my own family. Does that make sense? I have a self-interest. My self-interest is to help you make money so that I can make money for my family. So anything that I'm recommending, I'm only doing it, right, so that you can make money and be successful right away. Now, look, I'm not going to look over your shoulder. I'm not going to have you report to me, yes, Alex, I followed all 16 slides, and sign off with an affidavit, okay? And then have corroborating witnesses that will send the FBI out to check whether you followed our system. No, that's not going to happen. You know, it's the honor system. Like, if you honestly work with me as a coach, as your coach, then I can honestly give you feedback and help you. Does that make sense? So again, I don't want this to take forever, but I'm just making an emphasis that try it our way, okay? Okay, so the problem with learning this is that you're trying to learn 16 slides or however many there are. I think there's 16. But I want to give you a framework. Framework is everything in learning anything, right? Framework. Like, you can't understand math until you understand 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? You can't understand math until you understand our basic number system, right? So I'm going to go by the numbers. So you can't understand our flip chart system until you understand the framework upon which it is built. It's built on 5 steps, okay? I'm going to draw it out here. So it starts with step 1. This is what we call the ATM submarine, okay? So the submarine has compartments there's a propeller. The submarine has compartments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what it's designed to do is that you start with the first compartment, and once you lock this compartment down, then you're allowed to go to the second compartment. Once you lock the second compartment down, you go to the third compartment, and then when you lock this one down, you go to the fourth, and when you lock that one down, you go to the fifth. And that is our sales process. If you don't do a good job here, you don't move on to number 2, the second compartment. So it's like the flood. If your sub starts to flood here, you want to close the compartment so it doesn't flood the rest of the sub, and you go down to the bottom of the sea. You spin, spin, spin the door till it locks tight. And so that's what you're doing here. Going through and progressing through here, what should happen here, minimally, is that you close 55% of the people that you sit down with, and then that starts moving up to 70%. 7 out of 10 people you sit down with, you should be able to take care of, okay? And that's the process of learning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each section of the ATM flip chart fits neatly into each of these compartments. So the first compartment is what we call bond and rapport, okay? The second compartment is finding pain. This is the second compartment. The third compartment is upfront contract. The fourth compartment is what we call fulfillment of the contract. And the fifth compartment is called the post-sale. Post-sale, all right? And what you do is you progress the client through our sales system, okay? Now, when you sit down with a client, you have 2 sales systems that you can follow. You can follow the client sales system, right? And the client sales system, see, this is a decision point. Let's just draw like a flowchart diagram. I know I'm exhibiting my nerdiness in a decision diagram, okay? So we get to the decision. When you walk into the house, you could either follow the ATM submarine system, or you can follow the client's sales system. So I'm going to go over this, but let me tell you what the client sales system is. The client sales system is, they're going to build bond and rapport with you. They're going to make you feel good, like they really like you. Then what they're going to do is they're going to nod their head and smile, and you're going to think, oh man, this is really good. And then what they do is they do this super cool sales thing, which is they steal your rates. They steal your rates from you, and then the last part of it is they tell you they want to think about it, and they do it in such a cool way. They tell you how awesome you are as a salesperson. They've never had anyone come to their house that served them the best as you. And when they make a decision, they promise they're going to call you, and you're going to be the first one they call because you were so awesome. Oh man, thank you for coming to our house. Here, why don't you take like some coffee in this mug? You keep the mug. Man, that's so awesome. And what you did is you got hoodwinked by the client who stole your rates, and they're going to shop the crap out of you, right? Or you can choose to use our process and take care of a client, at least 55% of them, right? So that's what's at play there. You get to choose. If you want to do the think about it system, God bless you, you're going to fail and you're not going to be with us very long. You're going to make money. You're going to blame me, and you're going to blame our lead program. You're going to think our system sucks, right? So I'm just telling you what will happen, my prediction. You follow our sales process, you're going to rock, man, and then you're going to get better, better, and better, and better. What I'm saying? So just quickly, what is bond and rapport? Bond and rapport is creating trust with the client, right? And when the client trusts you, they will believe you. So you create trust so that they believe you. Okay, so these are what I call the 5 elements of a righteous sale. You know that you can sell, that you're going to take care of them at the end when you fulfill these 5 elements. You gain trust and they believe you, okay? The pain part, once they trust you and believe you, then you can ask some really hard personal questions on what if. What if this happens, Joe? Tell me what you're going to do. Or Mary, like, Joe, you're dead. You get hit by a head-on collision, drunk driver. Mary, what's going to happen? Explain to me what's going to happen. What's your problem, right? And this is where you find out if they really need it. Do they need it? You establish the need. Do they really have a reason to need something from you? If there's no need and no pain to cover, well then heck, why even sell them anything? See, we have this integrity part of our sales process. It's all based on integrity of selling. And we're not going to try to hoodwink them to buy something that they don't need. You don't go to a doctor when you're feeling well. I mean, you'll do wellness visits, you know, and that's our annual review is like a wellness visit. But when you're first engaging with the client, like the first time you saw your doctor, chances are it was probably because you were feeling sick. You had a problem. And that's what we're trying to do, is discern, is there a problem? Is there a reason why I need to sit down and serve you? See, the part of our system is discerning whether or not they deserve to be a client or they don't deserve to be a client. It's either they deserve to be one or they don't deserve to be one. This is why we have people we don't take care of, because they don't deserve to be a client. There's no pain there. We don't feel comfortable with how things are proceeding. And we just eject out of the process because they don't deserve to be a client. We want to cover everyone, but we cannot cover everyone. Does that make sense? So if there's no pain, there's no need. If there's no need, there's no reason to continue, right? And so we get out of there. But the pain process is establishing needs. So they got to trust you so they can believe you, need it. And then this is where you determine, do they really want it? Do they want it? Do they need it? Do they want it? What's the difference, Alex? Man, I need so many things, but there's things I know I need that I don't know I want, okay? Like I have a blind spot, so I need to fix some things, but I don't know until someone tells me what that is. It's like, oh, I didn't know that, I need to fix it. Like on our website, there was the order of the things, like Dan, rock on Dan, I appreciate you. There's a thing where we set up our business card and then we set up a new business email account. It's like, oh, that is out of order, because if you got your business card with your old email, you set up another business account email. I mean, it was like backwards, right? So, blind spot, I didn't know that I needed to change anything. And then when he said, Alex, this doesn't make sense logically, now it's like, I want to change it because now I know I need to change it. And so I went in and changed it. Like in 1 minute, I changed it. And now the process is rocking and flowing. And thanks to Dan for letting me know. That's what we do with clients. Once we uncover the pain, then we're going to really put them to the test to see if they really want it. Again, if they really want it, they're going to follow through the rest of our process and get an application done. We're going to send it into the insurance company. Okay, so the fulfillment part is the fifth part of a righteous sale. Can they afford it? So you have to get all 5 elements to line up with a yes, 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 in order to know you have a righteous sale. Yes, they trust you. Yes, they believe you. Yes, they need it. Yes, they want it. Yes, they can afford it. So we can put an application through and bam, it's done. And then the post-sale is really kind of the next part of that is, are they going to keep it? Okay, so this is like the 6th one that I didn't, the sale part is trust, believe, need, want, and afford. But then the keep it part is the long-term, as far as your policy, the placement of persistency. So I should probably add that one. But anyway, that's the flow, gang. If this flow gets hung up here, then you leave. If the flow flows right through, then you got a client that you've served and that they want to work with you. All right? So that's the process. So in this process is our ATM. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of layer the ATM, and I'm going to show you the slides that fit into the process so you know and understand what that is. Hopefully you wrote that down. I should have taken a picture of it. All right, so this is our ATM. And just put it down here. The Alliance Training Manual, okay? So we start through the first part. So the first section is the bond and rapport. So these slides help with the bond and rapport process. So I'm going to show you the slides, and then I'm going to go through it so you can kind of hear the questions and the things that I say. Again, it's not going to be detailed, but to give you sort of a gist so you kind of know what you want to accomplish with each of these slides that fit in each of the sections. So bond and rapport, first compartment of the submarine, is this introduction chart. You tell them a little bit about you, which is designed for you to interact with the client and get more about them. You want to build rapport to find out about them. This is just an excuse to disclose a little bit about me so I can find out about you. Again, bond and rapport, show them a picture of my family. Oh, your family, that's your family, 5 kids, you know. And then this gives you credibility. I just thought of something. What is it? Ethos, pathos, and logos. So in like persuasive speaking, golly, I'm being a nerd, man. I don't mean to be a nerd, but some of you nerds out there know what I'm talking about. In public speaking, when persuasive speaking, pathos, logos, and ethos, pathos, logos, the 3 elements that you should be able to persuade someone. Oh God, I'm going to cut that out of the video. Anyway, for all you nerds, you can totally get me. Anyway, bond and rapport slide. Bond and rapport, this is the logos part that we have companies that we represent. So it's part of the bond and rapport because you're developing trust that we got a bunch of companies that we can shop with. And even those y'all in New York, we got Transamerica, we got National Life Group. Okay, this has not been updated. So we do have National Life Group and we have Foresters, which is right there. So you'll have 3 companies if you're in New York. All the other states, you can have this entire slide, which I actually probably need to do one for you New York guys. Okay, so this bond rapport slide, your financial picture, bond rapport slide, you start to transition into pain. So once you develop the bond rapport and the trust, this will actually test whether you have bond rapport good by finding out about them, their financial picture. And then this is where you transition into the pain compartment. Why is this important? Okay. Most people request, okay, I'm not going to go through it, but this starts the pain. So the transition from here, bond rapport to pain finding. Okay. So why is this important? Pain finding. Okay. Part of the pain finding is explaining a little bit about what we can do for them. And I was telling somebody yesterday that you got to be good at this mortgage payment protection option because most of our senior clients can't afford a term policy to pay off their mortgage, right? So the mortgage payment protection is an option that we can cover them for 6, 12, or 24 months of their mortgage payment by time. You got to be good at this, emphasizing this when you're sitting down with a senior client. So this is bond rapport, or pain, finding pain. If it's a final expense lead, you skip this and you go to final expense, which is final expense, okay? So bond and rapport, bond and rapport. These 3 slides, why is it important? What is mortgage protection? Or if it's final expense lead, what is final expense? These 3 slides are pain. This is the upfront contract. This is when you tell them what's going to happen next. And this is the key slide for closing a sale because this is where you get commitment. Remember, they got to want it. This is the want part, right? This is how you know they want it, okay? And then when you go do this, this is the fulfillment. When you lay out the pricing, the fulfillment step, okay? The fulfillment, right? And then the post-sale, after they choose an option, the post-sale is the referrals. So the ERS referral system, our prescription discount card referral system, it's all post-sale. Safe money, this is where you find annuities and do the green sheet process, right? Post-sale, final questions, where you lock it down, post-sale, all right, post-sale. And this is the recruiting slide where we're going to find someone that maybe they are interested in doing what we're doing, right? So ERS on is the post-sale process, particularly when it comes to this one. This is locking down, the lockdown slide. So do you see how it works? All these slides fit neatly into the compartments that I mentioned to you, all right? So that is how this fits into what I just showed you. Now, okay, so let's kind of talk you through how it sounds. Okay, just checking my chat. So what does this sound like? Let me, again, very surface. It's a conversation. Okay, so I'm going to let you hear my side of the conversation as I go through this very quickly. I'm going to speed through it so you can kind of get a feel. It's like, oh, okay. So you can kind of get the 30,000 square foot view. Ooh, that was kind of like my big, see that? That's my agency manager's ring. You got to be an agency manager but to earn that ring. That's like a ring of honor. That's like our Super Bowl ring. Oh, that's kind of cool. That looks pretty large and blurry. Anyway, okay. I know I've only had like, I'm not even finished with my cup of coffee. Man, I love this process because it works. Don't mess with it, please. You know, I have people like throw in all these different slides in it, and it's like, man, don't throw all those different slides in it. Leave it the way it is. Put your slides in the supplemental section at the end, right? So this is what I show when I, sell annuities. The children's whole life, when I'm trying to find how they can cover their grandchildren or children. 10 leading causes of death by age group. How much does final expenses cost? Another one. That's where I put all my supplemental slides. So anything that extra that I can refer to, I just go to this section and then show it. But I don't muck up the process, man. Why muck up the process? Okay, I forgot. You're smarter than me. You're smarter than 19 years of experience. So I'm going to kind of talk you through. Okay, so this is how it sounds. Okay, it's not real complicated. Hey, Joe and Mary, how you guys doing? Wow, this is you got a really nice place here. Only if they have a nice place, And so let's go ahead and get started. Basically, they require me to kind of go through this with you, so we just make sure that we don't leave any stones unturned. And we do a really good job to be thorough and make sure that we really serve you properly. So basically, let's explain quickly, what the Alliance is. Basically, we started back almost 19 years ago as a group of agents and agencies that have gotten together and started working together to serve families like yours with different products like mortgage protection, final expense, annuity and retirement planning products, so on. And we're really earnest in helping our clients when you send in this form like you did, that we're going to serve you and help you. And that's just our job, really, to come here, show you some options and figure out how we can help you if there's anything we can do for you. Okay, so that's who we are. So let me tell you a little bit about me so you understand who I am. All right. I was actually born in Morocco on a U.S. naval base. So I'm actually, my dad was in the U.S. Navy, but he was stationed in Morocco where he had me, or my mom had me. And so I'm African American. They kind of laugh, It's kind of a joke. I try to get them laughing. So I was born here, born in Morocco. My dad was in the Navy, so he moved all over the place. So did you guys grow up here in this area? Did you just move here? Oh, okay. Wow. So you moved from another state. So how was it moving here? Do you like it here? Wow. And so how long have you lived in your house? Seems like you've been here a while. Oh, wow. You raised your kids here. Man, that's awesome. Cool. Good. Well, let me tell you, again, I got my degree at the United States Air Force Academy, and I served my country in the Air Force. Now I'll look and see if I see any military stuff. Sometimes there's a military picture on the wall or something like that. I'll ask him, so it looks like you were in the Army. Was it the Army, Marines? I see that picture there. Oh, okay, great. Thank you for your service. Man, that rocks. Then I worked in the defense industry. And so what do you do for work, right? I met my wife doing theater, community theater. We got married in 1991. So how did you all meet each other? Oh my gosh, that is one of the most important questions you can ever ask. So how did y'all meet each other, right? They could be fighting before you showed up, but when you take them back, you change their state. It's called changing state to when they met each other, and they'll start laughing. Well, you know, I was at a dance and he asked me to dance. He goes, no, you asked me to dance. You know, and we just start laughing. I want to get them to remember how they fell in love. So I asked that question. It's a great, powerful question. That's why I have this. I met my wife doing theater. Now, I got my life insurance license in 2000. And Joe and Mary, I am passionate about helping families. I love helping families like yourselves so we can take care of any your backup system should any tragedy happen. And also, I'm compassionate about what I do. In other words, I hope you don't mind me telling you the truth and my professional opinion of, you know, your situation, because I think you would probably appreciate that I'm compassionate about this, because I want to tell you, you know, the truth about stuff. I'm not going to try to, you know, super sugarcoat it. Okay, so is it okay if I tell you what you need to hear, and then I just shut up and let them say yes? That's it. So trying to create bond rapport, the more I can get them to open up, the better it is for me down the road in the other compartments. So tell them a little about me. Okay, this is a joke. I love this joke. So Joe and Mary, a portion of my proceeds on the sale go to feed hungry children. And these are my hungry children. They love that. I love that part. This is my lovely wife, Jenny, and these are my kids. And by showing pictures, gang, you kind of get them to be for you, not against you. They see that you're not just a sales guy. You're someone who cares about your family. I love my family. You know, I haven't, you know, you don't say this, but I have insurance for my family. It's like in your head, you already bought a policy, right, from one of our companies already. Now you have the moral authority to tell them that they should cover their family. This is my family, and then I'm licensed by the state of Ohio to be able to show you life insurance options. Okay, so that's about me. These are the companies I represent. You can see, you can scan all these big name companies. For many of these companies, we're the #1 agency out there nationally that moves their products. And so we're very proud about that fact. They love working with us because we really take care of clients, you know. All right, so let's take a look at your financial picture, and let's get a feel for, you know, kind of your situation so I can better serve you and help you with the best options out there for you. So here's what I do. I turn the lead over. I take their lead and I turn it over, and I do the T graph. So Joe and Mary. So let's say this is a mortgage protection. Golly. Joe and Mary. So this is a mortgage protection. So how much is your mortgage again? Okay, $100,000. All right, and what's your mortgage payment? Okay, it's $900 a month. Okay, great. Then I just go over all the information on here. I reestablish on the lead. So your height and weight is, and I take the lead out and I kind of check off information on the lead. Let me pull one out here. Check off the information on the lead, their height and weight, their smoking status, their birth date that they put on here. And this gives me credibility because I show them the thing that they signed right there, right? So I go over that information, and then, you know, I'm going to find out their medications. So I write down their medications, any surgeries, right? Have they had any surgeries? Okay, then I go down and I find out about their job. So how much money do they make? What is their income contribution into the home? So I write down how much they bring into the home. And the reason why I do that is I want to know how much income they're going to give up when one of them dies. So I want to find out what happens to Mary if Joe dies, how much income she's going to lose. You know, so I find out what, so I sum up their household income. Let's say their household income is $70,000. Okay, and Joe's, that's job. Oh yeah, that's job, their job. So let's say Joe brings in, you know, $50,000 and Mary brings in $20,000, or it could be vice versa. Now I know Joe brings in most of the money, so then this gives me, in the pain funding process, much more detail that I can do with them. I find out, do they have any 401ks at work? This allows me to find out annuities. What other benefits do they have? Do they have an IRA, et cetera? Do you have a criminal driving record? Just real quick, you know, are they a military member, et cetera? I just kind of check off the information. And so I write this on the back of the card. So now I can be really thorough in finding the pain. So I kind of do this or this. I know what I'm dealing with. This gives me a picture, clear financial picture. And so this transitions me to the pain process of finding pain. It allows me to ask some very difficult questions from their financial picture. Okay? So, Joe and Mary, let's talk about why this is important. You sent this form in because you really, you know, obviously you think you need something, or you need something. I don't think. I'll say think. You need something. So take me back to when you filled this out. So I try to get them back in their mindset of when they filled out. Do you remember where you were when you filled it out? So tell me what was on your mind when you filled the form out. Why is this important? Right? And this is where I start. You know, I don't read everything on these slides. I just paraphrase quickly. So, you know, and if they're just kind of wondering, it's like, you know, people request information for one of four reasons. They either pay off the mortgage, replace lost income, etc. You know, what were you looking for? And then when I get their answer, then ask me more questions. So tell me more about that. So tell me, Mary, what would happen? Joe's gone tomorrow, he dies. I don't say pass away, that's too soft. Joe dies tomorrow. When is your mortgage due? At the beginning of the month. Oh. So are you going to have difficulty paying that mortgage? How hard is it going to be to pay that mortgage? I'm sure you have savings that could help you pay the mortgage. I'm sure you probably have family, your parents, you know, that'll help you pay the mortgage to stay in the house. Okay, so how long do you think it would take for the bank to foreclose on your property if you can't pay the mortgage? What is your plan, Mary, when you're kicked out of your house? You're going to be able to move into your parents' house and your kids? Where do your parents live? Are you going to have to take your kids out of their school and put them into another school? What are you going to do with all your things? Are you going to be able to move all your stuff into your parents' house? Are you going to have to downsize into an apartment? Are you going to have to get another job to make ends meet? Gang, I am asking question after question after question. Pain finding, if you can ask 10 questions, you're getting to the emotional reason why they need this policy. And it's about emotion. They justify their decision with logic later, okay, but the pain process is finding the emotional need. And when Mary's articulating all these difficult things, then when I know that the emotion is right and I feel like it's, you know, it's like really, see, how you know it's hard is when you start feeling uncomfortable asking it. That is where you confirm that you're going down the right road. When you're feeling uncomfortable, they're feeling uncomfortable, and that's what you want. You need them to feel emotionally uncomfortable asking these hard questions. And when you get to the height of finding the pain, you go to Joe, Mr. Hero. So Joe, how does it feel that Mary's going to have to go through all that when you die? I shut up. And I'll let him answer the question. I'll let him be Superman. Well, that's why you're here. I don't want that to happen. That's why we fill this form out. That's why, you know, that I don't want that to happen to my family. Okay? Boom. You found the pain. Once you find the pain, you close the pain compartment and you're allowed to go into the third section. Well, you find the pain. You can give them options. Once you find it, that's why I'm here, Joe. That's how I'm going to take care of it. So this starts with what happens next. You set up the what happens next with this slide. What is mortgage protection? Okay, so Joe, we've got a lot of options. We can help you pay the mortgage off if you die. Now, if they're older, I would say, but you know, a lot of times it's more affordable for a couple that's, you know, a senior age couple like yourself, that maybe we have some more affordable options because you know this is all based on age and health. But we do have some other very nice options that are affordable, such as mortgage payment protection, where we can give Mary time to make decisions on maybe downsizing or whatever. You're planting the seed. This allows you to plant the right seed to take you into the upfront contract, right? You're planting seeds here. Part of the pain finding is then setting them up with planting seeds or final expense planting seeds, and then you go to the upfront contract. What happens next? This is where you get the commitment from them. So Joe and Mary, that's what I'm here. I'm going to make sure that never happens to you. Okay, you're the said. That is an important transitional statement. Joe and Mary, that's why I'm here. I'm going to make sure that never happens to you, Mary. Joe, we're going to be able to take care of it. I'm going to help you. Okay. So let me tell you what happens next. And so what I do with the what happens next, I know I wasn't supposed to go into detail, but I can't help it. I can't help it because this is what locks the sale down. This is the most important part. If you did the first two sections properly, then the upfront contract, this is where you get commitment from them. I have a whole video on this because this is where I believe you will close or not close, but you're gonna close at least 55%, but this is where you know you get commitment. So on the back of the lead, underneath where I wrote down, I say, okay, so let me tell you what happens next. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you a bunch of health questions, okay? And we're gonna start filling out the request for coverage form, okay? And then from your health questions, I'm gonna be able to pick the right company that I think that we can get you covered with. Now, gosh, you're a lovely couple, and I wish I could give it to you and grant you this protection. But you know what? The insurance company is going to have to think about you. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this to the insurance company electronically. The insurance company, we're going to give them some time, maybe a few days, to think about you, whether or not they, based on your health, that they're going to grant you the policy. So how do we know what we're going to send them as far as affordability? Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you three options, option 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to tell you what they do, and I'm going to show you how much they cost. All right? And so after filling this out, I'm going to show you the companies, then you pick, the one that you can afford, and then we're going to send it in and make sure the insurance company's good with it. Okay, they're going to think about you, okay? And then they're going to determine if it's yes, they're going to issue it, in which case then they're going to return to you a policy. Then I'm going to come back, stick figure, my smiling face, and I'm going to open the policy with you. I'm going to explain it to you, make sure you're comfortable with it, right? Because tonight's not a think about it night. They have to think about you first, whether or not they want to issue it to you. And then if they say yes, then they're going to send you the policy, and I'm going to come back and we're going to see if it's got everything you want. If you want increased coverage or decreased coverage, that's the time that you're going to think about what you want in terms of changes. Because you don't know what you want to change unless we know that we have it, right? If you're approved, then we know that there's, we can model the policy exactly to your needs, but we've got to start off somewhere. So tonight's not think about it tonight, the insurance company thinks about it. Now, I wish they can approve all of them, but sometimes they find something maybe in your background. That's why it's important to fill out this as accurately as possible, so we can really characterize your health situation, right? And then if they say no, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to you, and I'm going to show you some other options with some other insurance companies that I feel could cover your health situation, because it's normally due to health, right? So I've got a bunch of other companies, but we're going to start with the first one I think that you can get. And then we just keep kind of go through the process until you get the best policy that the insurance industry has to offer your particular health situation. So it may take a process, but is it okay that we start the process and that I will work with you if we need to find the better policy, that you're willing to hang in there with me so that you'll find the best policy for your family? Joe Mary, is this acceptable to you? Gang, if they say, well, man, that's what you want them to tell you if there's something wrong with this process. If they're just wanting to shop prices, we have comebacks for all those. But you can't answer an objection that hasn't been voiced. And this allows them to tell you what they're uncomfortable with. And this is true test of whether or not you created good bond and rapport and you ask the right pain questions. It all comes down to this, right? And when you get this done, they say, yeah, That's good with me. I'm all for it, right? So then that's when you show them the three options, right? You show them the three options. And what I typically do is I have another piece of paper that looks like exactly like this that you print out. And so when you get to this, you're going to put the options together. You're going to look up, you're going to find out their health situation. And then you're going to give them some different options, 1, 2, and 3. And I like to go from low to high, or you can go from high to low, whatever it is. But you tell them, so this is option 3. This is what it includes. And then this is the monthly rate for that. So that's $125. Option 2 includes these. And that's, $90 a month. And then option 1, this will cover your mortgage payments. It's $50 a month. So notice they're significantly different. And then typically what I find is they pick the middle one. That's what they always do. And our average premium per home is about $85 a month. So, that's what happens, okay? Once they pick it, right, then we're going to town on filling out the electronic application online, either through a tablet or through your laptop, okay, and then it gets transmitted. And electronically, you can find out a decision on it within a couple of days, right, or sometimes even minutes, but within a couple days, right? And so once you're done, once they pick one, you're off to the races, baby. Okay, because you went over the quote. Now it's time to get referrals, and we have an ERS system where we ask them, now there's currently over $1 billion of unclaimed life insurance in America. Joe and Mary, why do you think that is? Right, and it starts off like that. We've got some more detailed stuff. Well, the reason why is because it's unclaimed. Insurance companies don't know that you died. So what we're going to do right now, the next thing we have to do is we're going to fill out this form on people that will notify us that you died so we can get the claims process started. We have an awesome script on this, and this works. You should get 10 to 15 names of people from your client, and then we're going to show them a text. We're going to text them a text that can send out to all of them, telling them that we're going to call them up and getting permission to talk to them about what we did for them as far as insurance coverage. It rocks, man. We got people that don't even need leads anymore because of our awesome referral system. Then we give them a prescription discount card, and then this allows us to ask them, hey, do you know some people that are taking a lot of medications that could also benefit from this card? You have the ability to sponsor 6 people that you want on this prescription discount card for free. Okay, there's another way of getting referrals. All right, Joe and Mary, do you consider yourself a saver investor? This is where we get the green sheet. Our annuities is where you uncover annuities. It's really quick, but an awesome process. And then final questions. This is the post-sale. So, by the way, all this is post-sale. So we fulfilled it. We filled our promise to them, our promise in the upfront contract. Right? We filled through the quote. They pick it, and we write it up. Then the post-sale process, getting referrals, prescription discount card referrals, finding annuity opportunities, and then locking it down with the placement and persistency slide. Joe and Mary, do you feel good at spending $120 or $90 on your program that you're going to feel good about making that payment payment on this policy every month for the next 30 years, or every month for the next 20 years, or every month for the rest of your life, so this policy will be in place when you die. We want them to commit that they are committed to paying this, okay? That's a post-sale process. And then, hey, by the way, do you know anyone else that can give me some help in this area? We've got a bunch of these other people that have filled these forms out, so we need some help. Do you know anyone that wants to make an extra $500 a week? And then some of them say, how about me? Or someone say, how about my son who has no job? Okay. That is the simple overview. Gang, this works. All I know is that if you do it the way we're teaching, it'll work for you. If you mess it up, it will not work for you. You will have a terrible time. You're going to blame me, and you're going to blame the leads. I urge you to just follow the way we're teaching, because our program works. So anyway, gang, I am done. We're at the end of our time. I hope this helped you understand the overview of how our sales system works. Again, I've got very detailed videos on how to do the bond report, some very slick psychological techniques. I've got some great videos. I got a ton on pain finding questions to drill down to the emotional pain. I just recently did an upfront contract video. I think it's called the simplest closing technique in the world or something like that. And then, you know, I've got detailed stuff on every part of the process. So I would urge you to follow it. And man, I hope it makes sense. All right. God bless, man. Thanks, everybody.